everybody, and welcome back to the pre-production meeting. This is episode 72, and Dan's back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm back. Hello, everyone.
From a little sabbatical on American Idol.
It's not American Idol, it's Australian
What
Idol.
did you say? A sabbatical?
Bro, we went through
What does
this
that mean?
last time. It's just a little break.
Okay.
It's just a little break. But how is your little sabbatical?
As in, how was Idol?
Yeah, how was Idol, man? Did you get through?
I loved it. I loved it. 7 weeks of glory.
Was it?
Yep.
Did you get through?
Singing and yep, I am in the top 20.
Really?
Yep.
Crap. What was your
Yeah.
audition
Do you want to
song?
hear a little sample?
Can you please, actually? Alrighty.
Hello. Okay, that's it.
Anyways. Thank God you're sticking to filmmaking.
Yeah. Am I?
I don't
This
know.
is
are you?
actually the final podcast.
I was thinking about, I mean, mate, that's what it was looking like for a couple of weeks there, but,
Whoa,
you know.
whoa. Well, we were both
But
kind
you're
of on a
back. Yeah,
hiatus.
no, bro, we'll both. Well, I just couldn't. Yeah, I tried. I tried
was up
so
with
many
you?
times. I tried to get people on, and I tried to do it, but
No
it
one
just
wants to hang out with
nothing
you.
was working out. My
I thought you were
schedule's
going to
been,
get Sarah on.
bro. We tried, but it just our schedules didn't match up. She will come on eventually.
She's been busy with work
She's
and
been
stuff,
busy,
or-
yeah, she's been busy, but yeah, it's just so weird. Just our schedules didn't. We hardly get to see each other as it is. So like coming here and doing this was just a big thing. But we're here now. We're saying you're talking about your love life. All right, how is it feeding into your art?
Why are we talking about this?
Mate, it's been a while. We should
Well,
have our
this kinda-
personal catch up in a public forum. Like, what better way to do it?
There's no better way to, discuss personal things than on a public
Mate.
podcast.
Therapy.
No, look, well, I kind of want to get into that later. Off the pot. No, I'm joking. No. Well, I think it sort of does feed into a very important topic I want to talk about later, which
Yeah.
is infusing truth into
Ooh.
your art
Okay.
and vulnerability and all that kind of jazz.
Wow.
So I think, but I want to go into
Yeah,
that deeper
yeah.
later on, not just yet.
Just look, man. I'm looking forward to the huge letterbox reviews to invite your next love interest into
What
your
do you-
world. Best way to get into a relationship is to write massive letterbox reviews of somebody that you're interested in, and then hey, boom, Bob's your uncle. You're in a couple. But how have you been, man? Like actually.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah. No, I was like working a lot. So on Idol, I was
Finally
just
have a break.
yeah. It was 7 weeks. Well, it was like half in the office, half on set, and the on set days were like 11 hours, and then I come home and I was doing editing work as well. I didn't have time to touch my short films, but I was doing other paid editing work.
Yep.
And it was just a lot all at once, and then also personal life things as well that I was like dealing with.
It
So it was just
happens.
a lot happening all at once. And then I sort of, towards the end of my time on Idol, things changed a little bit, and then and I came off the finished off. This is so awkward. I feel like we have to cut something.
No, keep it in. This is vulnerability, as you were saying.
This is so awkward.
Do you just want to tell the people what's going on?
So awkward.
Do you want to just tell everybody what's going on?
No.
Okay, I will.
Talk about that.
No, I'm
Why?
joking.
Um,
You went through a big life change.
Yes and no.
Not really, but you found out some things about yourself.
I did. I learned some things.
Yeah. And now you have a little bit of a break. Are you starting to get
Yeah.
that kind of motivation
So
back?
so it was interesting because I kind of didn't know what to do with myself once I had all this time. Like it's
That
that whole
happens.
grass is greener kind of thing. Like when I was working, I was like, oh, it's gonna be good when I have a break. And then I had the break, and I'm like, oh, what do I do?
You've
but
had a
luckily,
couple days break, and you're already sick of it.
oh, it's been like a week or two.
All right.
No, it's been good though because I do. It's not like I have nothing going on. Like I have my 2 short films, the Barista one and the Debts We Owe, which I've started putting together rough cuts for both of them. And I've been writing quite a bit more than I expected to as well, which is nice. Well, I'll talk about it more in the progress, but I revisited some old projects and I'm outlining a new one. So yeah, no, the creative juices are flowing for sure.
Nice.
It's been good. I'm just trying to get my life, trying to get back in the gym,
Nice.
to get, healthy again.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro,
stop.
those muscles, they've deflated a little bit, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Thank
joking,
you. I'm
guys.
like finally some honesty.
I'm joking.
But yeah, no, we'll get into that in more depth later on.
Nice.
And what about yourself, Josh?
Well, I mean, we did a podcast with Austin last week. You guys haven't listened to it because it hasn't been edited yet. But this will come out a week after that. So what has happened since last week? It's man, post-production. I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite process.
Is it really?
Part of the process? No. I hate it. I hate it because it takes so long and so much shit happens and so much shit goes wrong and it's so finicky.
Yeah.
And it's out of my control. So it was supposed to be in my control, but it's out of my control. And deadlines it's just so much easier in pre-production and production when I'm the one doing everything. And I can, it's just been a bit of a shit show, but we're finally on the straight and narrow, which I guess I'll talk about.
Is that have you just been working on the one project, or have you been doing like other things other than that? In terms of film, like I know obviously you have your channel 10
not
and stuff.
really. I think I'm still on my sabbatical, but I think I reached a point, I was talking about it with Austin last week, where that point that we always talk about where you take enough of a break, then you start to feel a bit anxious. I reached that point a while ago. I think I'm just like cruising now. I mean, I've like been thinking about things that I'm going to do next year. I've been booking holidays, which is good. But like I'm not making anything right now for next year. We'll see what happens. But Sarah's like, don't you fucking dare. But no, we'll see, man. I mean, the plan is just to write all next year, the feature film. But I may have already made my first fucking feature. So
yes, I was talking to Lockie about this the other night actually. Video games, and he updated me on.
Yeah, well, bro, where's my invite to these video games?
Bro, you literally never hop on.
You never ask. What were you playing? Helldivers or whatever?
Nah, that's sort of fallen off. This game called Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, it's
good. You just like I don't know. It's just an online game.
Look, I've talked to people about it as well. And I don't know, I've gotten more positive feedback than I thought I was going to in terms of the runtime and the duration.
Have you had any kind of negative criticisms?
Well, that's the thing. I'll get that into in the progress, but we've just sent it off to test screening. So I'm sure we will. No, I sent it off last night. Okay. So I'm sure we will because we're sending it to, this one of the people that we sent it to. He also helped with the script, and he was like very, very constructive criticism, very harsh, which is really good, because he's a writer himself.
Nice.
So
what's he written? Anything?
He wrote a feature. He was supposed to send it to me. He didn't end up showing it to me. He works for, I think it's CNN or something. Like he's an actual journalist as well, which you can imagine, like very harsh like views on things. Not harsh, but just like you have to make opinions and stuff. So he's a really good kind of critic in that way. Nice. But what was Lockie saying about the runtime?
Well, he said you guys were talking about the length, right? Because it's about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you were like debating whether you should add a little bit more.
Yes. So that's what test screenings are about. That's what we're kind of basing it around, is to get feedback based on what we should, of course, on the actual movie, but like where we should go from here. Yeah.
But he said you were also wanting to add more without doing reshoots. So are you just wanting to put more from the footage?
No, we have an idea on filming. If we are going to increase it, we have an idea to film this little thing. Okay. But it's not going to take a lot. Like I can't really like talk about it without giving it away, but we have an idea, which would require stuff. It wouldn't require us to shoot a whole lot. So
I think either way, you've kind of put yourself in a tricky spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you knew that.
I knew that, and me and Taha have had extensive kind of talks about it. And when you see the movie, you'll kind of understand.
But you know what? Like, you can make your own way.
Yeah.
You can go your own way. Bro, as a filmmaker, right?
You're 100%
you know
right.
what I mean? Like you don't have to do what everyone else does and make a film that has to be 7 minutes long to get it into this and that film festival. Like maybe you can become a filmmaker who gets around through word of mouth, and having these events and things that you do.
Well, bro,
and then that's how the right people find out about you.
That's exactly what me and Taha have been talking about. So we've been strategically we're doing a massive kind of, that's another thing why I don't want to make anything next year because we're really concentrating. Of course, it's a hard thing where it's too short to be a feature, too long to be a short. But we have to think of different avenues on how to distribute. So that we're focusing all next year on doing different things to try and get it out there and getting as much people to see it, because festivals obviously is going to be out the window for us. But then I was really funny you bring that up. But I saw Nick and Karina earlier in the week because I went and did some ADR for them. With them, and Nick made a really good point. He's like, so I was telling him like we have a plan to kind of push the film to about 60 minutes, right? And he's like, what's so bad about it? He's like, since when did like cinema? Everybody's so used to these 2-3 hour movies. He's like, why can't you do a 60-minute? You know what I mean? Of course, there's like reasons like in terms of festivals and stuff, but he's like, why don't you just do it like that? He's like, just do it a bit different, which is kind of along the lines of what you were saying. But there are pros and cons to everything, which is what we're trying to weigh up at the moment. And it's really causing us to think of different avenues to go down. But in terms of the actual film itself, I couldn't be more happy with it, man.
Nice.
I mean,
that's good.
I'm
that's really
super,
good.
super happy with it. We'll see how I feel about it once I get the feedback from test gradings. But I honestly, I wouldn't change anything. If we had an opportunity to shoot it a bit different, to get it shorter, I don't think we could. You know me, I make half of myself. So, but it's really.
But you know what I admire, dude? Like, you're doing what you want to do ultimately, and you're not. I think for me, like, you know how I'm always thinking about progress, and I'm thinking about like the business side of things, I guess. But it's because I enjoy that aspect of it. I enjoy kind of trying to think, how does my film fit into a commercial package, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas I sort of admire the fact that you just like making what you like to make.
Yeah. Well,
and
I don't
sometimes
think
I wish I did that more.
But there's nothing wrong with either of our ways. It's just the type of filmmaker. Yeah. And you know what, man? Like, I never thought of anything. I mean, if I did, then I would have been making the movies anyway. I never thought that way in terms of commercial or businessy kind of thing. But Taha's been really good with that. Yeah. And he brings that side, which is...
And that's the thing as well, right? Like, you can surround yourself with other people that kind of understand that world.
Yeah.
More of that.
100%. And
you get to where you need to go.
1,000%. And like, this whole thing has been a challenge for me, and like distribution is going to be a whole different other thing that I've never even, tackled before. So I'm excited because like we have some good ideas on how we're going to distribute it, and we'll see what comes from it, man. I just can't wait for that premiere screening whenever we get around to it. And my favorite part of we've basically talked about the progress. Not really. I'll talk about it more later on. But like,
I've got a lot more to touch on.
We're almost at the stage where it's my favorite part, which is when Federico comes in and does the music.
Yes.
So, and I've been putting temp music on things and playing around, and super excited for it.
Nice.
Anyways, do we get into the podcast?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
As in the wrap up.
The wrap up of the week, baby.
Yeah,
what have we seen?
It's been a little bit, so let me pull up the letterbox.
Mate, let me do the same. I saw quite a bit, and I talked about quite a bit last week, but since then I have seen 2 movies that I think I'll talk about. Well, I finished a whole bunch of series. Agatha finished. Didn't I talk about? No, I talked about Agatha last week.
Yep.
Outer Banks. I watched the second season.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Oh my god, best season yet.
Really?
Yeah, I was crying at the end because it's so emotional.
Oh, okay. I might have to catch up.
Hey, why are you looking like that?
Because it probably sucks.
It is so good, man. What else is finished? Something else finished. The Penguin finished last night. Daniel?
Oh yeah. How was it?
You gotta watch it, man.
Yeah, I know. I will.
I know you will, and you'll fucking love it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna froth it.
Matt Reeves is just a fucking genius, man. He's so good. Anyways, those were the TV shows I watched. Loved The Penguin. I think that's definitely one of the best shows I've seen.
Nice.
What was the other one? Outer Banks, fantastic series, fantastic season. Very sad, unexpectedly, towards the end.
Okay. No spoilers.
And no spoilers. And then the movies that I've seen, I saw the original Gladiator to get ready for Gladiator 2. Loved it. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. What?
See, with my Letterboxd, I found a whole bunch of movies that I hadn't logged yet. So when I look now, it's like got all these movies that I like haven't watched recently.
Because you don't always do reviews, hey.
How do I make it?
Just do sort by film most recently. You can't, eh? Yeah,
All right, I more or less remember. Hang on.
that's fine. Well,
I can still name the ones that I've watched.
sweet. Well, yeah, Gladiator. Loved it. Have you seen it? The original?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Fucking
how good
fantastic,
is
bro.
Joaquin Phoenix in it?
Yeah,
So great.
it holds up,
Oh yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't expecting to like it, but I
Really?
did.
Why?
I don't know. I just big action things aren't really my jazz,
Fair
and
enough.
especially like history. I'm not a big history buff, but
Yeah.
what I think I found fantastic about it was just easy to follow for me.
Yeah.
It was easy to follow, easy kind of like plot. Like this
It's
guy,
hard not to like it. It's just like
it's
a
so simple,
good-
but it fucking
Yeah,
works.
yeah, for sure.
Man, good Ridley Scott film. Who would have
Yeah.
thought? No, I'm kidding.
Bro.
I'm kidding. Yeah, so that was fantastic. I gave that 5. That was awesome. I just frothed that, man. I can't wait for fucking, what's it called? Gladiator 2.
Mm.
Saw Paul Mescal the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Sat in front of him. No, I swear to God. I went
know
to
you
the
did.
project
I know you
and
did,
he was right. We locked eyes and we like looked at each other for
Didn't
a
you
bit.
say the light was in his face? So
Yeah, well, there was a light behind me, so it looked like he was
He was
just
just
staring at
blinded.
me for 5 seconds. But I think
And
it
you
was
were,
a
like,
thing
starstruck.
behind me. I was like, where do I look? I'm
You're like,
gonna fucking look at
who,
me. And who else was there? The lady who plays the mum in Gladiator, and then the new villain of the movie who plays alongside Joaquin Phoenix. So
Okay.
they were all there, and
Cool.
yeah, I was breathing the same air of them as
That's
them
cool.
for a little bit, which was cool.
Nice.
I saw the movie here.
Oh wait, we're doing your movies first. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I mean,
Carry
yeah.
on. Here, as in Here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Here by Robert Zemeckis.
Oh,
Kind of reunited
yeah.
the cast of Forrest Gump,
Yeah. How was
which I
it?
haven't seen. I thought it was really good. Have you seen the concept of Here?
yeah. It's
Basically,
all
it's
in
all in one
location, right? Yeah.
One location over thousands and millions of years, right?
Yeah.
But it's like based around this like kind of one, a couple of different stories, but mostly this one family. I do have to say the de-aging was probably the best it's been that I've seen.
Yeah.
Because of course they have to de-age Tom Hanks and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, bro, it wasn't like incredible, but I think technically it was really good, like the way that they filmed it, and fuck, man. I was listening to an interview with Robert Zemeckis. He was like, technically, it's the hardest film I've ever had to do.
Really?
You wouldn't think that because it's all based in one place, but just his staging and the way that it kind of transitions between scenes. Yeah, technically a fucking masterclass.
Nice.
Story was like, it was a bit like just flat.
It was kind of hard, right, when it's all
Yeah,
one location.
like it was
Yeah.
good for what it was. It was just a regular kind of story about life and love and loss
Okay.
and time and
Yeah.
I think technically it exceeded, but
Nice.
yeah, I gave it 3.2.
Uh-huh.
Thought it was quite good. I would recommend going to see it. But like it's just a film. You know what I mean? Just an above average film that I think Robert Zemeckis really shines with, again, in showing his technical prowess. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and they were saying that Robert Zemeckis, he makes almost his films and not more so films, they're like experiments. And like, he did the Polar Express, and it just technically
I mean, I wouldn't say that about all his films.
No, yeah, well, that's what somebody said. I found it really quite interesting. The A Christmas Carol as well. All of his ones that he likes, his like, what's it called? Like his augmented reality kind of films.
We did Back to the Future.
Yeah, he did that. So it's interesting. It's just really I love listening to those film podcasts and hearing behind the scenes of
Yeah.
what goes through their head and staging and stuff. And it's really cool. Go give it a watch. But that's all kind of I've seen since then. Been watching Aussie Shore, Love Island Australia's back on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way, bro.
Love it.
Now about
How's
you?
that?
Yeah, it's great. Love it.
Nice. Very good. Okay, I'll read. Did I talk about Cha Cha Real Smooth?
No.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, okay, it's this film. On,
real smooth.
so actually, I think Fetty would like this movie.
Yeah.
It's on Apple TV.
Uh-huh.
It's about this kid who he's always kind of into. The film starts with him falling in love with this older girl, and then being depressed when he asks her out, and she's like, "Bro, you're a kid." And then jumps to him when he's older, and then he again falls in love with an older girl who's Dakota Johnson. She's a mum, and she's got this autistic daughter that he befriends at a bar mitzvah.
Okay.
And then he becomes close with Dakota because he's becomes the babysitter basically.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I really enjoyed this film. It's got like quite authentic dialogue, and the chemistry between the two is really nice. And you're kind of wondering what's going to happen. And she, like, it's the whole thing of like she's got this, she's seeing this other guy, and then like her fiance, and then like he goes out of town, and then like things happen, and you're like, is something going to happen? Is
another cheating film. Lovely.
But yes and no. But like the way it ends is kind of like, it makes sense. I mean, it's sort of hard to talk about without spoiling. But it seems like it's gonna go that way. But
let me take a shot in the dark.
Yeah,
they end up together.
No, they don't.
Oh,
which is kind of the
wow.
Yeah, because
spoilers. You have to bleep that.
Because well, I'll go into it because I actually really like the way it ended because it's different.
All right, spoiler alert for this movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, so they sort of tease the possibility of something happening between them, and then at the end, like he goes to her door and he's like, he confesses his love to her, and she's like, look, it's like, sure, it's fun and it's exciting with you and stuff, but like right now it's just all possibility. And she's like, I know it doesn't seem like I want to marry my fiance, but I do. Like, I love him, and my life has always just been all over the place, and I've never had that security, but he gives me that security. And at a certain point in your life, like, you have to sort of grow up and like look for that, you know?
It's pretty sad.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's really well done.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, and then like just how all the characters sort of, like the catharsis that everything comes together. And I don't know, I feel like I was at a good...
You're in a good place in your life.
Like, to watch it. And like, because I feel like I'm getting older and I'm looking for a more serious relationship. And I understood the characters really well, and I thought it was really profound, like what they were going through and how Dakota explained everything. And like, I really resonated with the film. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I probably would have given it 3.5 if it hadn't resonated with me at that time so much.
I had that with her.
Yeah, right. Like, it's like sometimes...
Not that I fell in love with the fucking AI and was having fucking AI sex, but anyways.
No, because you rewatched it at a different time and it didn't resonate as well, right? So that's kind of the thing. It's like, if you watch a movie at the right time, it hits you in a certain way.
Sure does, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed that.
That's an interesting one, man. That was a good review.
Yeah, no, I really liked it.
Yeah.
Smile too.
Oh yeah.
It's a horror movie with a lot of jump scares.
I hate that.
It's a very aggressive movie in terms of like the sound design. Well, actually, Parker Finn, the director, because I went to the premiere, he actually came on and like did a little Q&A before the movie started, which is really cool. And because I like the first one, it's good, and I like this one as well. But it's just like, it got to a point where it got painful to watch because it was like hurting me, like just jump scares every 2 minutes. And I'm like, it's just making my body like, and I'm not enjoying it. It's not, I prefer like when I watch a horror movie, like the suspense, the uneasiness.
Same. I love the horror thing. Like The Conjuring is a really good horror movie with not a lot of jump scares.
It was like just too aggressive, I think, with the sound design and the jump scare. I think a few less jump scares I could have enjoyed the movie more, because the first half, I really enjoyed it. Like, they take the premise. So I don't know if you've seen the first movie, but it's about this parasite that basically infects you, and then you...
Oh yeah, I've seen First Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you see people, once you're infected with this thing, you see people start to kill themselves, and then they have a creepy smile on their face, and then you start to get more and more sick, and then it can make you act out. Oh my God, that actually scared me. Jesus.
Oh, bro, this movie did a thing.
They had people walking around as well, like smiling.
Oh my God.
Like, stop. But what was I saying? Yeah, and like it was cool how they took that premise in a new context, because it's about a pop singer and how she's kind of like losing her mind in the context of like
music.
And just like being a performer and all that stuff. And it's like, I feel like it's a good metaphor for kind of like, you know, what fame can do to you. And like, I think the whole thing is kind of a metaphor for mental illness, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And like, it sort of makes you realize, like, for example, people who have schizophrenia and things like that, like, you know, they sometimes see things that aren't there. Because there are scenes in the movie where like a character will do something and then realize they're hallucinating and they've done something bad. You know what I mean? Like, it really like puts you into the body and mind of those characters.
Yeah.
And Naomi Scott was amazing. Like
I heard
she's like
smashed it.
distressed in every single scene. I'm like, this must have been a hard film for her to
I
make.
can
Like,
only imagine, man.
she's like, she gave it her all. She was really good. And the ending of the film as well. It's like, I don't know if they're planning a Smile 3, but if they carry on what they implied by the ending of this, it's gonna be crazy. Like they really like up to the ante.
Fuck.
And I was
See,
like,
now I'm just like too
Yeah.
scared to see it just because I hate jump scares.
Yeah, like
Like I love horror movies, but I hate jump scares. Like,
I understand. But yeah, the implication of that ending, it's like if they deliver on that in the next one, it'll be crazy.
maybe I'll wait till it comes out in digital, then just turn the volume down. And really, like,
Yeah.
watch subtitles.
Yeah, it's always
Jumps.
less scary when there's no sound.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Silent movie,
all the
cause
time.
how do you reckon
Yeah.
they did like silent horror films back in the day?
they probably didn't do it in the same way that they do it now. It would have just been like some
Just
guy
like-
dressed as
No,
Dracula.
you know,
like,
you've
"Ooh."
seen when they used to have like big text just pop up
Yeah.
on the screen.
Bam.
Yeah, bang. You know, fuck, that's
Just
how
really
they
quick,
did
like
it.
strobing or something. Yeah. Or maybe some guy in the cinema just like goes like a bong. or something. One of those big gong things.
Oh god,
Yeah.
fuck, that's funny.
And after watching that movie,
Yeah.
I was like, the next movie I watch needs to be something lighter. So I watched The Wild Robot, which was like,
Oh,
have you seen it?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was just a nice,
5
cute
out of 5.
animated
That
movie,
was
right? And it was just
amazing.
what I needed at that point. Oh, Smile 3.5 stars. That was my
Yep.
Wild
I think you gave
Robot.
it 4.
just
Okay.
because too many jump scares.
Yep.
Wild Robot with 4 stars. Just a fun, cute.
Love that. I want to.
movie.
It just came out in digital. I want to
Oh,
rewatch
did
it with Sarah.
Nice. Yeah. I love animated movies, like the attention to detail,
Yeah. So
and the animation style was really cool, and just like how quirky and different all the characters were. And
So
yeah, it was
good.
nice. Yeah, it
Mm.
was good.
Lupita Nyong'o,
I didn't realize
Pedro
that.
Pascal.
The fox is Pedro. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So good, man.
Yeah.
Animated films are just
They're
crushing
great.
it,
Hey,
man.
yeah, I love animated films.
So do I. Fuck.
The Substance. I know you've probably already spoken about this.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
I appreciated all the different camera angles.
Did you not think it was a bit too much?
No, because I watched a lot of horror, so like I've seen movies in that kind of.
Would you call it
thread.
horror?
Yeah, yeah.
There's
It's
like a
more like body horror,
Body
like
horror,
gore.
yeah.
It's not so much like jump scare horror. There's different types of horror.
Mm.
So you've got like your psychological horrors, you've got your body gore horror, you've got your slasher horror. You know what I mean? I don't really enjoy slasher horror where it's just constant blood everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the ending of this film kind of goes in that direction. But before that, no, I appreciated it artistically, the color grading, the performances, like how. Like,
You know when you comment on
Over
the
the
color grading first, it's a shit movie.
no, I enjoyed
joking,
everything
joking.
about it. Performances are great. Like
Yep.
just it really like puts you stylistically in that world. And it's funny watching movies about aging because like as I'm getting older now,
Cause you are not.
I'm
You're
25.
25.
I know. Like
I'm so.
I know
old, I'm
compared to
gay.
someone
Oh,
else,
fuck,
but like
man.
for me, like I don't know, halfway through my 20s.
Because I have more grey hairs than you do, cuz.
Anyway, how old are you now? 23.
23. I'm 24 in a month.
Okay, nice. How do you feel about getting older?
Other than my, I have my little freakouts about death from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So is it more just the idea of death that scares you, or is
Yeah, I've had this conversation so much recently. It's just like,
it what in particular scares you?
just just nothingness for eternity.
But see, the thing I think is that like, it's not like because you're picturing it like sitting in a black room. Right?
Yes,
But it's not like that, right? It's like where were you before you were born?
in a black room.
No, but you don't like it.
I know, but like
to not
imagine that.
exist, you don't. I know what you're feeling, and that's the first thought. But like, when you're not existing, you're not perceiving the non-existence. Do you know what I mean? So you're not. There's
Yeah.
nothing to be afraid of because
Like for eternity. You know how long that is?
I know. But like, what I'm scared of is reincarnation.
Oh,
Because
I love
imagine-
that. I wish there was
No,
reincarnation.
No, but what if you're just living life forever and ever and ever the same? Again and again?
Amazing.
Why is that amazing? That's terrifying.
Well, I wouldn't want to just fucking, drop off the face of the
Oh,
earth.
but then people say,
Do you
wouldn't-
believe in the afterlife?
like?
If someone
Yes and no.
if someone guaranteed me an afterlife, I'd be much happier.
But then it's like, what are you perceiving as the afterlife? Like you're chilling on a cloud with martinis, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you'd get bored of that, right? Or do you just like, are you just normal, but you don't have human senses of like boredom. Like there's so
I
many
love,
ways you can.
I love
think
like the
about it.
Egyptian afterlife, like the fucking.
What's the Egyptian afterlife?
Well, like you know how they like there is an afterlife,
Yeah.
you know, and they do the whole puzzle and they believe. Like I wish that, like I'm not religious, but I do like kind of wish that I had some kind of thing to help me through life to not be so scared of death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of like the idea that we're all energy, right? Like the universe is full of energy, and when you die, you just
Yeah.
go back into the universe.
Yeah. Wouldn't you want to like live forever though?
No.
Like
Why
in
would you want to live
different
forever?
lives and
Like, you
shit.
have to work every day. Like,
So it's good being
Why is that
alive. You
good?
know what I mean?
for a bit,
So you're not
life
scared of
is
death.
good because it's finite. Like imagine
Yeah,
nothing would
yeah.
mean anything. if it
No,
went
yeah,
forever.
I know, but like, don't you wish there was an afterlife? Like, that'd be pretty cool, right?
I do, and I do like.
Do you
Believe
think
I don't
that there's something after?
I don't think I've made my mind up on it. I think
Okay.
it's like it's one of those things that you can never really have an
No,
answer to, right?
no, not at all.
So
Why
and
don't you
then
just take a whole bunch of mushrooms and you'll fucking find out?
there's the whole idea as well that heaven and hell exist within Earth.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
Anyway,
a side fucking job.
getting real philosophical.
Mate. Jeez. All right, where were you? Smile.
No, the substance.
Oh, the substance.
Yeah, great movie. Didn't you like all the like camera?
I
it
thought
feels
it-
so funny going back to this. I'm like death, but camera angles were nice.
I thought it was. No, I liked it. I just thought it was a bit too fucking silly at the end.
That's fair enough.
I just think it just got way too silly.
Yeah, but I don't know. I appreciated that about
It's
it.
like they reach a ceiling and then they
Yeah.
just go beyond and
They
then
up the ante.
and then on and then beyond when it just needs to end.
That's
I
fair.
don't know.
That's fair. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it personally. the
Yeah,
ending.
yeah.
So
It was fucked up. So fucked up.
look, your review I think was a little bit
Dramatic?
far fetched.
Yeah, well that's me.
You
You should know me by now, cuz.
Yeah, I know. True.
Yeah.
You said that you couldn't give it a rating because it was the most messed up thing. You've
Yes, because I didn't know whether I liked it or I hated it. I don't know.
Maybe I'm desensitized because I've seen a
Maybe
lot of horror.
so.
Anyway,
Yeah.
no, I liked it.
Cool.
I feel like Hereditary is more messed up than that for sure. Like first time watching,
Hereditary is a good horror movie.
it is good, but like the first time I watched it, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Whereas this, I was not like. I was just like,
I
oh,
just think it was a bit too silly. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Anyways.
Anyway.
What do you think of the Heretic or
I
Heretic?
haven't seen it yet, but I'm keen to watch it.
Yeah, have you seen the trailer and stuff?
Yeah.
What do you
Looks
think?
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope it's good. Yeah. I like Hugh Grant, so it'll be
A24.
good to see him in a bit of a different role.
Yeah, cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then the last thing I watched it's an older movie that I like caught up on.
Mm-hmm.
Not old, but The Menu.
Oh, yes. I've
Which
seen it.
interesting that we talking about A24 and Ari Aster because I feel like the ending sort of reminded me of Midsummer a little bit. If you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I'm just trying to. I remember a
With-
boat, a cheeseburger.
With the burning
And a
the
fire.
and they put the thing on them.
Yeah,
and light it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed the film. I think like it reminds me of like Ready or Not. I don't know if you've seen or like aspects of it. It was like a mix of like Ready or Not, Triangle of Sadness, and like a few other sort of
Yeah.
films about like the upper class and like taking your life for granted.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. I remember.
But I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Triangle of Sadness and The Menu come out similar times. If I don't
Probably.
remember. And I remember it was like those two which had very similar themes. But
Yeah,
I
I
still
think
got to
they
see
do.
Triangle of Sadness.
It's really good. I enjoyed. I probably enjoyed that a little bit more than this
Yeah.
film.
I didn't love The Menu. I thought it was alright.
It was decent. I've seen films that have sort of taken that concept and done it in a way that's a little bit more interesting, I think.
Yeah, cool.
But I still enjoyed it for what it is.
Sure.
So I think I gave it 4 stars.
Nice.
Still pretty decent.
Yeah,
I
that's a
enjoyed it.
decent
I
rating
think
for
Ralph
you.
Fiennes was really good in it too.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, yeah.
He's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, that's it for my movies.
I tell you, it would be a good movie. A movie with who's the guy that won the Oscar for Inglourious Bastards? The supporting
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz
In a horror
and Ralph
movie?
Phineas.
Oh man, yeah,
Wow,
that would be great.
there you go. Happy days. All right,
Yeah.
let's go on to the progress. You go first.
Let's
my
do
friend.
it. All right, I actually wrote some notes because I had
Nice.
things I wanted to talk about.
Let's
The
go
first
for it.
thing that I forgot to mention before, but I will mention now. My music video that I directed got released. Did you
very
watch
good. Ah, fuck me. Sorry, I did watch it. Congratulations, my
it?
friend.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Honest thoughts.
I can't really remember it.
Did you even watch it?
No, I did watch it. It's just
Yeah.
a music video. I don't know. I can't really like.
It's it's a low budget music video.
Yeah, I
It's
thought it was
not-
good, man.
You know what I mean? It's not like.
I don't know. I can't really think of like relating it to anything.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was
'Cause
kind of.
There's not many people our age like. I mean, there probably is, but I don't watch music videos, so I don't know
That's
what they
fair.
are.
Well, Lexi's putting out
Yeah.
a few things.
Yeah. Still, like, I don't know. I don't really know how to like.
No, that's fair. That's
go
fair.
off it. I thought it was
and
good.
it's a simple story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like the music. I think it was a great song.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Like it was kind of towards the end, it gets to that point where because Natalia, she's very similar to me. Like we're both perfectionists, and so I was. We had other people doing the edit and the color grade, but things happened, so I sort of took over those aspects of it, and we're also on a deadline, so it just kind of was easier to do it that way. And like she wanted quite a few changes, and like, but I understood that, so I was like more than happy to make those changes, but it just took time. But then it gets to a point where it's like, all right, we sort of like have to, we're at our deadline, we've got to just call the quits on it kind of thing. So I sort of was in that mode of like, all right, let's just get it done and then like put it away. Because I had other projects I wanted to work on too. So I got it done, sent it to her. She's happy with it.
Yep.
And then I went away for a few days. We went to Jervis Bay.
Yep.
And then when I came back, I watched it again and I was like, oh, I'm actually quite happy with how this has turned out. Like I had some space from it and I was happy.
Fantastic.
And then we went out for drinks on Friday night as well. Like me, Natalia, a few other people that worked on the film. And then she was talking about, because she's got ideas for, you know, she wants to put out more music and ideas for other music videos. And because she comes from a film background, she wants it to have, like, she wants to make them have like a short film kind of feel to it, which is really cool. I really like that. And then we were talking about working together again, and she was like, oh, like, you want to work with me again? Like, I was like, of course I do. Like, because you're a perfection. Like, I think she thought that maybe because, like, she's quite, like, wants a lot of changes, or she's quite, can be quite critical. That I would be like put off by that, but I was like, no, because I'm the exact same. I totally get it, and that's actually why I enjoy working with her, because she has that strong vision. She knows what she wants, and she wants to make something good, and I want to make something good as well. So like, it doesn't bother me. I mean, maybe in the moment, like sometimes you can get a little bit like, not frustrated, but you can be a little bit like, okay, like, you know, clock's ticking kind of thing. Like we got to get moving, but I like completely and utterly agree with her philosophy on making the best art. You know what I mean? So I think that's why we work well together, and I'd be super keen to make more stuff with her.
Has she got other songs, or is it just the one?
She has one. Well, she's got 2 songs out now, and then she's working on more. She's going to put together an album.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Did you come up with the story for the music video, or did she?
It was
and then you just,
a collaborative process, so we came up with it together.
Yeah,
like
cool.
we spoke about what the idea of the song was and like what it means to her, and then we just created an idea for the music video based on that, and our budget as well.
I was about to say, what was the budget?
Well, it was like pretty like shoestring, like as low as we could make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
right.
basically just.
How much did your permit cost?
Wasn't much.
Didn't you do it without it?
Josh, you're gonna get me in trouble. Anyway.
I'm kidding. Yeah, cut that out. If you
That's
want.
alright. That's whatever. It's done now.
Yeah, what was I gonna do? Fucking New South Wales government gonna
they're
take?
not
I
gonna
dare
listen.
you.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Okay, what else? Yeah, so I've been editing.
Nervous laughs.
I've been editing Barista and The Debts We Owe, which are my 2 short
Send a
films.
little clippy last night.
Yeah. And I gotta say, like Barista, I'm really happy with how it's looking and how it's
It
turning
looked good
out,
last
which,
night,
like,
man, yeah.
doesn't really happen often with me. Like normally I piece it together and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this isn't what I pictured. But this, I'm like, wow, it's actually looking like,
Fantastic.
really good. And I think it's gonna change a little bit from like the script, but I think it's gonna be for the better. Like I think it's gonna end up being really good. Which
yeah.
I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Like this thing that I wrote in like 2 days was going to end up being like the film that I actually really like, and shot with like the smallest budget right after Baron, which was like a way.
Baron
bigger
was fucking
budget.
incredible. Shut up, bro.
Thank you, but I guess they're different types of films.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this isn't like something that's supposed to go to Sundance. It's like I'm gonna put it online. And
Yeah.
It's just like a fun slice of life film. But like the performances, I'm so happy with how everyone did. Like Lockie did an amazing job with the cinematography. Like it's just
He really
good.
did, yeah.
Like it's just good. I'm just really happy, and it cuts together nicely. So yeah, I'm keen to see how that shapes up, and then the Debts We Owe is an interesting one because
Ooh.
it's because I remember you like I'm actually glad that we got all the coverage that we did because it's given me so much flexibility that I don't normally have when I edit, which is nice because I can get all those moments, and there are certain moments and gags that work really well that I'm really happy with. But it's also like I'm just putting together the rough cut, so I'm gonna have to go through and refine stuff, and I think the final film you can't really change that much from like how it was in the script, like when we shot it, because it's very self-contained.
Feel the exact same.
A bunch of people talking in a car. Like I can maybe cut out a few lines and stuff. But one thing that is interesting is that we spoke about this when we had Finn and Ryan on the podcast, but Finn's got more experience with being on screen than Ryan does. And I think because of that, because Ryan's more used to theatre, it takes him a while to like warm up and get into those takes. So I think like overall, I'd say Finn was a little bit more consistent with his performance. But like Ryan, when he gets those moments, like they're great. But I think he just needs a little bit more experience to be able, because it's such a difficult thing, right? Like you've got to just switch into that character for 30 seconds and then you call cut. And then you go back to normal, and then you have to do it again and again and again. Like it's such a hard thing.
Acting's
you know what I mean?
fucking hard.
And they're all amazing actors, and it's just a matter of experience, I think. And I think once Ryan gets more screen credits under his belt, he'll be really, really good. So
He reminds me of an Angus Cloud, not just because he looks like him.
I always thought he looked like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, that's what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Do
He
you
looks
see
like
it?
for sure. He looks like
I
both.
see Angus Cloud a little bit, with
But
a shaved head.
I think Ryan has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
For sure,
massively,
man. He fits that kind of, I don't know, niche performers like Angus Cloud.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't say Angus Cloud is like the best, was the best actor. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Ryan does in his future.
And I think also those boys are the best. Like the best moments in the film are when they're bouncing off each other because they have such good chemistry. Particularly from, I haven't put together everything completely yet, but particularly my favorite parts are just like the banter between Ryan and Finn when they first get into the car and they're chatting. That, I mean, because they're friends in real life, and that feels so natural.
Nice.
So it's looking good. I'm happy with it. So
What's the timeline on both of those?
as in when I want them done.
Yeah.
There's no real deadline. I'm
Cool.
just kind of doing it at my own pace.
Amazing. That's so good, man.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, because I know you set yourself pretty strong deadlines, and with Baron, I had a deadline-ish.
I think the more money you put into it, though, the more deadlines you kind of
For
have
sure.
to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Baron.
Yes.
Festivals.
Yeah. So I want to do a screening for it soon as well. I have to organize
Yes.
that. I was speaking to you about
Very excited.
that. But I also don't want to eliminate myself from being into any. getting
You
into
won't.
festivals, so
Because
as long as it's
just
not
do a
premiere.
friend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. Friends of friends
Yeah.
of family screening. That's
Yeah.
all.
No, so I've got to get that organized because there's a lot of people I want to show the films to, and I think it'll be nice to just get an audience reaction to it, like see a whole
think it
room
would.
of people react to it. I think would be nice,
Amazing. I can't
especially
wait.
for that kind of like a horror film, you know. So.
Yeah, bro. That's what you make the film for, bro.
Yeah, because
You
I
need
think
that
it's
audience reaction.
easy to like you focus so much on getting the film done, and then it's finished, and then you kind of just like let it go. Like you forget that there's still a lot to do after the film is complete. Because it's just such a long haul to get it done, and then you're like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
And you've got to be like, oh, hang on, now I have to get it out into the world, and that's a whole process.
I can't wait, man. It's a fucking cracking film.
Thank
so.
you, I appreciate that. We'll see how it does in festivals as well. I've submitted it to quite a few now. I think like maybe 10 festivals.
Any big ones?
I can read you. Do you want me to
Yeah,
read you the
yeah,
list?
do it
I'll
for
pull
sure.
up. Hang on.
100%.
Okay, so I've submitted to 9 festivals. I'll read them out for you.
Yep.
So I entered Flickerfest. I entered Fantasia, which is the Canadian.
Yep, I
one.
know. Yep.
St Kilda, Sydney Film Festival, the Palm Springs International, the Flickers Rhode Island one, the Melbourne International Film Festival, the Screamfest Horror Film Festival,
Oh yeah,
and
fantastic.
a Night of Horror International Film
Brother.
Festival. So,
For
and
sure.
there's a couple more that I want to enter
100%.
that aren't open yet. Like
100% gonna get
Sitges
in, girls.
I think it's in Germany, and then the one that you mentioned as well that's not open that you messaged me. What is it? Fantastic Fest or something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
something like maybe it was Fantasia.
No, that's a different one. Yeah.
Yeah. It
So
was
when that
something.
opens, I'll enter that too.
I have absolutely no doubt that you're going to get into some of those.
Thank you. Yeah. So we'll see how it does. I've got to wait like a
Mm.
year until they're all announced, but that's the way it is. So
I think
that's so good.
Ozma's nearing its end. It's gone into none.
Wait, so
Yeah.
how many did you enter?
Too many, cause
Really?
Yeah.
Like, were they all high end ones then?
yeah.
But that's why, like, you're competing, like,
Yeah.
when you're competing with the best of
Well,
the
I
best,
mean-
you really got to give yourself the best shot. in
I mean, I
terms
did that. Yeah, I didn't do any of the shorter ones. I did like Sydney and stuff like that. But
of- yeah.
like I said, Ozma's just not a festival movie. I
Yeah.
should have known that before I spent so much money on the fucking
Yeah.
things. But
That's all right. You live and you learn.
exactly, bro.
It's all right.
Do you see Punch for a Buck?
Mm.
32 minutes, the duration of it.
How do you know that?
They posted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the script was like 20 something pages. So
I'm
not
keen to see it,
surprised.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think they're gonna do a screening soon. They were meant to do it like last weekend, but it got postponed. But yeah, I'm keen to see how that turns out.
Also, it's done.
I don't know if it's completely finished yet.
Yeah.
It might have been like a sort of test or like a cruise. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Been writing. So 2 features. So I revisited my magician script, the one about the
Nice.
psychotic
Love it.
magician. So I read over that. I had a first draft that was about 70 pages. And the first like 20 or so pages are actually pretty decent. And then it kind of goes downhill from there because I knew what I wanted for the start. And then after that, I kind of just wanted to get something on paper. So I just wrote like ideas for scenes that I had. Like it's chronological, like things happen, but it's kind of like there's inconsistencies in character and stuff. Because I just wanted to be like, get this on paper and have like a very basic idea of where the plot could go. And then revisiting it, I'm like, okay, there are ideas in here that are good, but it obviously needs a rewrite. So what I'm going to do is make a new outline for it, and then I'm going to write a new draft, which will be longer as well, because there are certain beats that I want to expand on. And
Can't wait, man.
go
That's
through.
funky idea. I love it.
Yeah, so that one, like when it's done, I feel like would require a bigger budget, which is kind of why I sort of shelved it for a bit.
Yep.
But I still want to like write that and make it good and just have it there. And then there's another script that I was outlining a while back that I've returned to again, which is like a lower budget thing. I could probably like, you could honestly make it for like 50 grand if you wanted to.
What's the premise of that one?
It's so, like I haven't fully. I'm
Yeah,
a bit
I
cautious.
getcha.
I'm a bit cautious to pitch it because I haven't fully outlined where it's going to go.
Yeah,
But
I don't know if I feel that.
more or less, this woman, after the death of her son, she discovers that there's this. She finds out about the last person that was in contact with her son, who's this young girl, this girl in her 20s. And she finds out where this girl lives, and then she basically goes to visit this girl to discover like what happened to her son and why. And then things start to unravel, and it's sort of like it's like a bit of a mind fuck. So
Yeah,
like
nice.
you don't know whether like certain things happen, and you don't know whether it's supernatural or like she's hallucinating, or like whether the girl like has good or bad intentions. So it's just very much like you're figuring it out with the protagonist as it goes. And yeah, like I really I think this is one of the first things I've written where I really love the characters,
Cool.
because I think I sort of reflected on my films in the past, because I was like, there's something to me. I just feel this kind of disconnect with my old films.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I made them and I'm being too critical, or if it's like or if it's an actual thing. And I think what I realized is that I get too excited with my ideas and I rush into writing them, and my films lack a bit of nuance because of that. I don't do enough background work to like really flesh out the characters and who they are. And
Yeah,
the
me
journey
neither.
and-
To be honest, it
Oh,
just
you do heaps though. You do like all the Judith Westons and all that stuff.
true.
You, like
But
you
I
put
still
the work in.
no, though I still have been thinking like recently. It's funny they thought that like I don't do enough. I think I struggle with my writing. I think something that I found is making distinguishable characters. Like set apart from each other. I'm lucky
Yeah,
that
that's
I've had
hard.
good
That's
actors
hard.
that are able to do that.
Yeah.
But in pre-production, getting it on the page, it like I listen to podcasts about actors that read scripts and like it speaks to them like the volume of the characters. I think that's something I got to work on.
It's very difficult because when you write a script, you're just one person, right? So it's like, how do you authentically write multiple people?
1000%.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm really liking this idea, because the two main characters are so different from each other. They have such a strong contrast.
Yeah, cool.
And the other thing that I think was lacking with my writing is I think this is to touch back to what I said at the very start of the podcast. I think I was afraid to be vulnerable with my art. To really infuse my own truth into it, because it's scary putting yourself out there and being like, I'm going to show this film to the world and they're going to see a part of me in that. And I think something I'm really trying to do more and more with my work now is make it truthful and vulnerable and real. And I think you have to be bold and you have to make those choices when you're making a film. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking of something like The Substance, right? Like, it's really... You might love it or you hate it, but it really, that filmmaker has no hesitation in what they're trying to portray, right? It's really bold with what it's saying, and I think that's how you get the best art. Like, you can't be muddy with your intentions, and I think that's what I kind of suffered from in the past with my films. It was like, I either didn't know what I wanted to say, or I was too afraid to say what I wanted to say with a strong opinion, like with a strong vision of, do you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I think that's something I'm really trying to change. I mean, like, literally yesterday I woke up in the morning and I had an idea for a short film that's kind of based on like my experiences with dating recently. And I just wrote that, and it was just, like, I literally just sat down, wrote it, everything that came to my mind. It's like a 7-page script. Smashed it out in like an hour.
Nice.
And it just felt so truthful to me, and I feel like that's how you get the best. And I'd also be terrified to show this film to people because it has so much of myself in it. So yeah, that I feel like that's important though, right? I feel like you should be afraid to show your films to people.
It's sometimes, I think that's also a gift when you can find a film so personal, because it's so hard sometimes to find that personal aspect. Absolutely. They make the best films, man.
Yeah, definitely. And like also to touch back to the feature, like I really started to think about these characters and what they were going through, like this woman that's lost her son and stuff, and like what kind of person she would be. And it like started to weigh really heavy on me. I was like, oh crap, like what this lady would have been through, and like what that would do to a person, how that would shape you and stuff. And I felt it, and I was like, that's what's compelling, and that's what's important about this story. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I love those experiences. I remember writing The Horologist, and I was writing Pietro's monologue like for like later in the film, and I remember crying when I was reading. I'm like, man, this guy, how hard it must be for him. It's crazy, man. I love those moments. It's very special.
For sure, yeah. And I've been reading, I went back to John Truby's Anatomy of Story, which is a book about writing, screenwriting. It's a great book. And I was reading it a while ago, and then I made some notes and then put it away. But I've returned back to it now that I'm writing again, and it's just like, it's been super helpful. Just in, like, he explains a certain order in which you should do things, like figure out your premise first, but explore all options before just diving into anything, and try and figure out the most optimal way to tell your story and a unique way to tell it, rather than just being like, oh, you know, boy meets girl and then this happened. Like the first thing that comes to your mind. It's like, no, think about like a genuine like way to execute this story that is either different
that's
or
what
like,
I fucking
you know what I mean?
say to everybody that wants it. I'm like, do it different. And that's something like when I've been, which I'll touch on later, like thinking of the stuff for what I'm going to do for my next film. It's more so, how am I going to, I've done that exact same thing where I've been like, okay, how am I going to do it, execute it differently? Then we'll decide what comes.
And I think another thing that helps is that he mentions is sort of write a wish list in terms of like, if you were paying to see this movie, like if you just heard the log line, like what would you actually want to see happen in the movie? What would your expectations be?
Nice, yeah,
so
cool.
And then you write like possible things that you would want to see if you were an audience member, and then you can either like twist those perceptions or like play on them.
How big is that book, Anatomy of a Story?
It's not that big, maybe like
an
inch or two.
Where do you get it?
Like
Dimmicks?
A few 100 pages. Yeah, I think I ordered it online, but you probably can get it at Dimmicks.
And it's good, you recommend?
You can borrow it if you want.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so, well, I mean, you're using it. I'd rather get it for myself and write notes and stuff.
Yeah, no.
But you recommend?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great one. Let me check what else.
Nah, man, that's interesting because I have obviously no experience writing features. And it's a big jump, but now that I've made these big films, it doesn't seem like that big of a jump.
Well, I think, man, like next year, my goal is to just like have a solid feature ready to go. You know what I
Same.
mean? Because let's say like one
Yeah,
of
we
our
talked
short
about this,
films
yeah,
takes off and like an investor's interested or something.
That's exactly what I was
you
thinking.
want to be ready
Yeah.
for it, you know?
We're on the same
Yeah.
same kind of
And
path.
it's like I've
mate,
made
yeah.
enough short films now that
Same.
like it's time to start trying to make that leap into where we want to end up, you know?
That's it, baby.
Like the dream for us is directing
That's it.
features. So like why not start to get good at that? Because you're not
Man.
gonna the first script you write isn't gonna be like amazing. So you may as well learn the craft of that because it's a different medium to short films.
Cause I'm excited.
Yeah.
We both got kind of films in the ether.
Yep.
I mean, you got a couple for next year, and you know, if we both have these features, and man, it'll be cool to see us both take off at the same time. And then this podcast boom blows up even more.
Can you imagine?
Then I have to go and pay you, Indy, to go back and find my cancelable moments before it does.
Anyway,
Oh.
I've been rambling a bit.
No,
so
brother, it's awesome.
Let
You've
me
been,
just check
You've
the-
been away for a while, so it's good that you've kind of got everything out.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of soul searching actually.
Nice.
Just thinking about things like destiny and like I almost feel like these things this might be a bit wanky, but like these things call to you. I was also reading Rick Rubin's book on, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a music producer.
No, man, I wish I liked reading.
And he's written this amazing book on creativity and how to harness creativity and sort of how it's an energy and like you have to have an antenna that's sensitive to finding that creativity and like
Nice.
some people are more in tune to it than others.
A
Like, you know,
1000%.
some people are just like everyone has the capability to be a creator, but some people are just more sensitive and in tune to it.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody has
Yeah.
the capability, but not everybody has the passion. You
That
need-
too,
you need the
yeah,
passion
yeah,
as
for
well.
sure. But like, you got to understand that creativity can come in so many forms, right? It's not just making a movie. Like, creativity can be cooking a meal. You know what I mean? Because you've made,
Agree.
you've taken some ingredients and you put them together and you've
Yeah.
made something. And so, like, if you're an amazing chef, you're an artist. You know what I mean?
1000%.
And like, you don't have to make something that is the best of the best for it to be valid.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make a lot of money. It doesn't have to be
Sure.
seen by everyone. It's some people just enjoy the art of creating, you know?
100%,
It can
mate.
just be about that. So, yeah, no, I've been thinking a lot about my past and my future and just like, and soul searching. And I think all of that is so important when you're a creative to really like look, like, I just experience life and to think about things and to get older and to.
And I think it's important that you kind of establish that groundwork now before it gets
Yeah.
super chaotic. Like, and you kind of get chucked into the system of everything. If you do your soul searching now, then it puts you on a straight and narrow
Absolutely.
when people try and get you off that path.
Yeah,
kind of
for
thing.
sure.
So-
And I think that's what life's about, right? Like you're constantly finding out new things, figuring out things and learning and all
wow.
that jazz.
Look at you, Monk Daniel, huh?
Yeah.
Look at you. Namaste,
Yeah.
bitch. All right.
Now let's talk about you. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'll quickly go through this. It's not-
Damn, I've been talking heaps. Okay, sorry.
That's all right. We what's it called? Me and Austin got to 1 hour 20.
We might touch that as well.
Yeah, well, like we got to an hour 20 with no dependent variable.
Yeah, right.
So, no, what I've been kind of going through is it's just been a long process for post production. I'm over it, man. Like I'm over the edit,
It gets to that point. Yeah.
and it's like it sucks because it's like we kind of banked on this cloud editing working, and it just hasn't. So it kind of like fucked all our plans. And yeah, Paul Lockie's had to kind of take charge and do everything himself. I've tried to do as much as I can, and you know, it's hard. We all live different lives and busy lives, and you know, he's not getting paid, so it's like it's hard, man, because you don't want to like push, and you know, everybody's gone through their thing, so sometimes communication isn't the best, either from me or from him. You know, it's just he doesn't live around the corner either.
Yeah.
So it's all the odds are kind of stacked against us, but we finally, you know, got a cut that we're happy with. Of course, like no audio, no sound, nothing has been touched, but we have a cut of the film that we're happy,
Nice.
and we're there's still things I would tweak, but I'm gonna wait until other people give up their feedback before I go to Lockie and
Man, can't wait to see it.
go again. Well, I was thinking about showing you a tiny little bit after.
Yeah. Sure.
But I'm really happy with it. So now we have test screenings all this week. I chose 3 people. Taha chose 3 people. I'm going to send it to them, get their feedback. Then from there, we will assess the feedback together and kind of make a plan on how we're going to move forward with the edit, make the final changes that we need, and then deliver to Federico and sound design and mixing by the end of the month, hopefully. And then,
Fantastic.
yeah, hopefully it'll probably, I don't know if we'll get done in December, but hopefully before I go to New York, which is the main thing.
I think that's such a blessing that you're like genuinely happy with it, because I think with
Yeah.
every like film that I've made, there's always like some part of it that
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
mean, don't get me wrong, bro. There's some parts that, you know, just like directing things that I wish I could have.
It's always directing.
Like, I'll tell you the big one for me is like taking my time. Hey, bro, it's all a learning process.
Yeah.
A big thing is, I think, like with the actors, there's been moments, I think I already mentioned this, is like getting them to take their time is a big one because they're so like amped up.
Yeah.
Like they're going through the lines super fast.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 or 3 moments in the film which I wish there was like a bigger break or a bigger beat.
It's just so hard to
It's
tell
so
sometimes
hard.
though when you're on
and then
set,
you're
isn't
amped
it?
up on set as well. It's like,
Yeah.
and you don't notice it until you really get in the edit and
Because
time
you
things
you
out.
don't know how the whole thing's gonna piece together sometimes. Like you have an idea, but you don't know how it's gonna. And like that's what I found. Even like when I was editing Barista, right? Like there are certain takes you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that one because that's closest to what I wrote or whatever. And then you piece it together and you're like, actually, the one that I didn't think was gonna work is the one that works.
Yeah. Well,
It
yeah.
can be surprising, right? That's why I think it's so important to get variety, because you need to
Coverage,
cover your ass. Yeah.
For sure. The one I'm talking about was like in the middle of the one take, and I'm like, fuck, I can't
yeah.
cut out of that. But there's other. There were 3, I think. The one in the one take I've just had to leave, which is fine. Like nobody will notice it except me.
Yeah.
But then the other 2, I could cut in some inserts or a different angle, and I did it. I'm just waiting to. Those are the things that I'm waiting to see how the audience kind of react to it before I go and change back or whatever. Yeah. But we've done the best with what we can, and I'm really proud of us. And I know Lockie's probably sick at me right now, honestly. Yeah, I'm surprised he still answers my messages. But you know, I think we're going to be really happy with it by the end of it.
I miss being on your set now. I'm just thinking back to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, there's not really kind of much else to say. I went to a family dinner for my auntie's birthday, and one of the people there was talking to my mum, and was talking about my mum turned to me like mid dinner and was like, "Hey, so and so knows somebody who's just written a feature. Like you don't like to direct other people's like work, do you?" I'm like, "The fuck? Yes." Nice. And then anyway, so this person, somebody they knew wrote a feature.
Yep.
About like, you know, mental health, suicide, and like surfing or something like that. Anyways, they're gonna send me the thing, and like whether I told them, look, like I have to connect with it, otherwise like I'm not.
Of course, yeah.
Not gonna do it. So that's exciting. I don't know what will come from that.
Yeah, nice. I think it's always good to read what's out there.
Yeah, 1000%. So. Yeah, there's that. There's the feature which I'm planning, which I'm going to write next year. But like, I'm gonna have to plan so much because you know that's what especially for like, bro, the amount of planning I do for a short film, it's like going to be fucked. The amount of planning I do for a feature, which is why I'm excited for I have the whole of next year. Yeah, no pressure to kind of do that. So
wait, so you're gonna do a feature?
Yeah. Yeah, and not
so we're both filming features.
Bro, we discussed this. We both set the challenges that we're both going to do a feature next year, and then not do it, but write it.
Okay, sick.
But like,
do you know? Like, do you have any ideas?
I do. It's very like all over the place though. Like, I know I want my next one to be based like in a therapy session, and I know kind of the way that I want to go about it. And anyways, I've got this really cool. I always come up with the start and the ending. It's just the fucking meat.
The middle
that's
is
the hard man.
Part, yeah.
But I'm catching up with Jay soon because he wants to start getting back on the train, and we're going to just go back and forth with ideas and help each other because he wants to do his one as well.
Is this that one that you always talk about?
No. So he has his own feature. I have my own feature. We'll do that feature that I always talk about later on in life.
Nice.
But yeah.
So Jay just skipping straight to the features.
Yeah, I know, right?
I remember I spoke to him about that before. He like
the dude's honestly one of the most creative fucking people I know.
He is absolutely.
And
but,
I'm actually thinking the idea that we have for the horologist, like if we need to increase it, like this little prologue that we have an idea for.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna get Jay involved if we end up doing it because it's so down his alley.
Okay. Interesting.
Which will be cool. But whether or not we do that is another thing.
Cool.
But yeah, so we created like a feedback form, like a Google Forms. I'll actually read you it. It's quite interesting. Let me see. All right, these are the questions we have on our test screenings form, right? So we have name, age, gender, ethnicity, what types of films do you enjoy watching? And we have like all the things. Which of the following phrases best describes the horologist?
Terrible.
We have entertaining, boring, dull, dramatic, powerful, fun, scary, interesting, uplifting, innovative, done before, intense, confusing, has good story, not my type of movie, too predictable, interesting characters, lacks compelling characters, sympathetic characters, thought-provoking, gripping, emotionally satisfying, different, original, well-paced, too slow in spots, too fast in spots, good music, other.
That's
so
good
we're
to give
being
him a
very
subway.
fucking vulnerable in this one.
Yeah.
How would you describe this film to a friend / first-time viewer? List any scenes or moments that stood out to you, positive or negative. What are your feelings about how the story ended? Was there anything in the film that you found confusing and felt was unresolved by the end? Now that you've seen the film, what aspect sticks with you the most? Is there something you'll be thinking about on the drive home? What are your thoughts on the duration of the film? Did it feel too long? If so, what is unnecessary / could be cut in your opinion? Or too short? If so, what could be expanded upon? And the last one is, in your opinion, what format would best fit this film to tell its story? Lengthy short film, 25 to 30 minutes. Extended short film, 30 to 40 minutes. Or short feature film, 45 to 60 minutes.
You're like, please help us.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought I tailored it quite
Very good.
well.
Yeah, I think it's good
So
to.
just in case we didn't sync it.
I think it's good to like give people the options
Yeah.
instead of just being like, write what you think, because
Yeah.
then they're like, I don't know, I like
For sure. I'm just ready. Lawrence, who's the guy who can tear us a fucking new one, bro. He tore into the script and it was so helpful.
really?
Scary, but fucking helpful. So I'm scared about what he's going to do. Because it's really, I put a disclaimer, like, look, we can't reshoot. We can't do, we're only working with the footage that we have or we can build on it. So
Nice.
that's, that's my progress. Let's get into the dependent variable.
Let's do it.
Indy, what are we doing for the dependent variable this week?
You're gonna listen to a segment from a Move Me.
And move me.
Move me.
Yeah.
You're gonna listen to a segment from a movie
Yeah.
and have to guess what the movie is, or in the case that you're Josh and haven't seen any films ever, guess what the film's about.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, you get a little shortcut.
Guess
Okay.
what the film's about. All right.
All right, let's go.
Cool. I can't hear.
Are we doing our names as buzzers?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Hey, kids. How you boys doing? Hey, keep chilling.
Oh.
You know who we are? We're associates of your business partner, Marcellus Wallace.
No, Dan. It's Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
Some sort of Suicide Squad. That was good.
What are we? Some sort of Suicide Squad.
You know the Fantastic Four? Say that again.
Man, that was fantastic.
Say that again.
Say that again. All right, next one. Imagine they play that. Next one. Josh. The Godfather.
No.
No,
Yeah,
it's a Marvel movie, isn't it? Didn't they say?
No.
Oh, I thought he said Tony Stark or something. Can we play?
Raging Bull. Mr. Stark. Josh, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, Stark.
Yeah, Stark.
Yeah. Stark.
Stonk. All right,
All right.
next one.
It's horrible. Don't worry. My dad will come. He'll come to the Patronus.
Josh.
Oh, Dan.
Harry Potter.
Which one?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right. Suck up, Dan.
Does it depress you, Commissioner?
Josh.
Dan.
Oh, who got that one?
I think I was pretty on. Do you want to rock, paper, scissors?
Ah, that's all right. Oh, okay, yeah. Rock, paper, scissors.
Scissors, paper, rock. Okay.
The Batman.
No.
Fuck me.
The Batman.
Well, I heard Commissioner.
No, it's Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Because it was Joker. Commissioner.
Oh.
Can't believe you got that wrong.
Yeah, man.
Suck.
I don't want to talk about what they do. I'm eating this. What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby. Are you choking? What's wrong? Get him out of bed. What's wrong? Just what? What? Serious? Hey, what's the matter?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I don't know either.
Do
Can you give us a clue?
Okay, yeah.
It's set in space.
Do you want to play it one more time?
Yeah, play one more time.
I don't want to talk about what they do. I'm eating this. What's the matter? The food ain't
Dan,
Yes.
is it Alien?
Yes.
Yes, nice.
What a fucking shit movie. No, yeah.
Is it the original one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Because he starts choking.
Fucking Santana. That creep can roll, man.
Josh, The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you get that?
No idea.
Have you even seen it?
Yeah.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah.
Hotel California.
I know it's kind of a weird time, but I was just wondering, what is going to happen to us on Monday when we're all together again?
Oh.
I mean, I consider you guys my friends. I'm not wrong, am I?
Oh, Dan,
Yeah,
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Never heard of that.
Oh,
I mean, I've heard of the
cracker
Breakfast
movie.
Club, but I haven't heard of the movie. Yeah.
I don't know who you are.
Oh, Dan.
Fuck.
Taken. But what I do have are a particular set of skills.
There we go.
Some sort of horror movie.
Josh,
You jump.
Quiet Place.
No.
Is it Halloween?
No.
That was my next guess.
Um,
I keep playing.
Dan, Oppenheimer?
No.
Kind of sounded like the explosion.
No, no.
Why,
you,
what was that
you ca- oh, is it The Shining?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Okay. What's the score?
5 Dan, 4 Josh.
Okay. Should we? How many more are there?
First 6.
Okay. Yeah, done.
I got 5 left.
Okay, we'll just do first to 6.
Okay.
Niece. Okay, let's check out.
Dan,
Yep.
is it La La Land?
No.
I got a free guess.
Okay.
Keep playing.
That's it.
What the fuck? Shark Tale?
No.
Can you imagine?
Oh, man. Okay,
Give up.
new one. Yeah, what was it?
That was big.
What's big?
Yeah. With Tom Hanks.
I
Oh,
haven't seen it.
yeah, me neither.
You know, I'm so glad I never got involved with you. I just would have ended up being some woman you had to get up out of bed and leave
Josh.
at 4 o'clock in the morning and go clean.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, last one, baby.
Alright,
Well,
on
you're
the
tied.
cliffhanger. Yeah. So next one.
All right, next one wins.
What the hell?
Is that someone shitting?
What the heck?
No.
Is this you in the bathroom last night?
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to play that. Damn.
Josh, oh fuck.
Is it Psycho?
Yes.
Hey!
What the fuck?
Because it's just the shower running.
I was about to say Mission Impossible, the one with Henry Cavill when they're in the
What? Oh yeah, when he does the arm.
Yeah.
lock. Yeah.
Alrighty, that's what
Very
we're gonna
good.
do,
We're
Dan.
gonna tie a little bow in this episode.
All right, thanks guys for watching. If you want to catch us, pre-production meeting, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, and the pre-pro Instagram and TikTok, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.